Gold isn't the most valuable thing on Earth. Hidden in nature are substances so rare and powerful that they're worth far more. Some are guarded, others are nearly impossible to obtain. Join us and let's discover the natural substances more valuable than gold itself. Let's go.
Number 11. Rhodium. And here's our list's champion. Rhodium isn't at the top for luxury or symbolism, but for pure scarcity and industrial necessity. This silvery white metal, also from the platinum group, is one of the rarest elements in Earth's crust, and one of the most crucial for modern technology. While gold is the wealth standard, rhodium has quietly become the world's most expensive precious metal. Its recent prices have reached shocking levels, surpassing $29,000 per ounce, more than 15 times gold's price. Discovered in 1803, rhodium is found only in minimal quantities in platinum and nickel ores. It can't be directly mined in viable quantities, which keeps global production tiny, usually less than 30 tons per year compared to 3,000 tons of gold. Its utility is unmatched. It's highly reflective, has one of the highest melting points, and is almost totally corrosion resistant. These characteristics make it indispensable in catalytic converters, where it acts as a catalyst to convert toxic exhaust gases into harmless nitrogen and oxygen. It's also used as jewelry coating to give white gold its mirror finish, and in high-precision optical instruments. Since the element is so rare, much of the world's supply comes from recycling used catalytic converters. Rhodium's volatility reflects its scarcity and the irreplaceable role it plays in modern world infrastructure. It's rarer than gold, more useful than platinum, and an essential pillar for environmental standards. Rhodium is the substance that has repeatedly proven to be the most valuable of all. After learning about francium, scorpion venom, and rhodium, what do you think about your gold reserve? The question remains, if rarity is true luxury, which of these substances would you consider a more interesting investment than gold? What might nature be hiding that we haven't discovered yet?
Number 10. Red beryl. Bixbyte. Red beryl makes emeralds look like gravel. This is hands down one of the rarest gemstones on the planet, found in only a couple of locations in Utah and New Mexico. Estimates suggest that for every 150,000 gem-quality diamonds mined, you get one red beryl crystal. Yeah, it's that bad. The color comes from manganese replacing some of the aluminum in the beryl structure, and it ranges from raspberry to deep crimson. Unlike emeralds, which are green beryl, red beryl forms in volcanic rhyolite under incredibly specific conditions. You need the right magma chemistry, the right temperature, the right fractures in the rock for the crystals to grow. Miss one variable, and you get nothing. The only commercial mine, the Ruby Violet mine in Utah's Wawa Mountains, stopped producing in 2019. That means the global supply is essentially fixed. What exists now is all we're getting, unless someone discovers a new deposit, which seems unlikely. Prices for clean, faceted red beryl start at $10,000 per carat and can exceed $50,000 for top stones. Most crystals are tiny, under half a carat, with inclusions and fractures. Finding a clean stone over 1 carat is like spotting a unicorn. Here's the crazy part. Most people have never heard of red beryl. It doesn't have the marketing muscle of diamonds or the cultural weight of rubies. Its value is pure scarcity plus insane beauty. Gemologists geek out over it because it represents the extreme end of what beryl can do chemically. It's beryl's final boss form, and nature only bothered to make a handful of them.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item.
Number 9. Tritium. An element so scarce and unstable it's worth tens of thousands of dollars per gram. Tritium is a radioactive isotope of hydrogen containing 2 neutrons instead of none. Naturally, it occurs only in tiny quantities in the upper atmosphere, but most usable tritium is artificially produced in nuclear reactors. Its best-known application is in self-luminous devices, watch hands, gun sights that glow in the dark without electricity. The radiation it emits is so weak it can't penetrate skin or paper, making it safe for daily use. However, its greatest value is in nuclear fusion research. It's a key fuel in experimental reactors seeking to recreate the sun's energy process, promising clean, unlimited energy. Each fusion test consumes small amounts of tritium, whose production requires complex reactions, costing about $30,000 per gram. Its production is rigidly controlled by international agreements. Although invisible and intangible, tritium represents energy's future. It glows silently in the dark and may one day help us replicate stars here on Earth. This combination of scarcity and scientific importance places it far above gold.
When a tree gets sick, something extraordinary happens. Agarwood, also called oud, isn't just wood. It's the result of a biological tragedy that creates one of the most expensive natural materials on Earth. Sought after for its complex, deep, and almost addictive aroma, it's born when the Aquilaria tree gets attacked by a specific type of mold. In a desperate act of defense, the tree produces a dark, aromatic resin in its heartwood. This resin is what gives agarwood its value and unmistakable scent. High-quality, pure wood can cost between $10,000 and $30,000 per kilogram, but the essential oil extracted from it? That's business for the elite. Rare varieties hit the $100,000 per kilo mark. High-end perfume brands like Dior and Tom Ford, along with ancient traditions in the Middle East and Asia, bow down to this aroma. The irony? Wild oud's rarity is purely biological. Only a tiny fraction of trees get naturally infected. Although there are plantations that artificially induce the resin, cultivated resin somehow always lacks the depth and complexity of wild oud aged by time. Maybe nature knows that art requires patience. This combination of rarity and complexity makes 1 kilogram of top-tier oud surpasses the price of our beloved gold. The scent itself tells a story of survival, transformation, and the strange beauty that emerges from infection and decay.
Number 7. Saffron. If harvesting were easy, saffron wouldn't be what it is. This spice, composed of delicate crimson stigmas from the Crocus sativus flower, is one of the most valuable substances on the planet, often exceeding gold's price by weight. Production is laborious torture. Each flower produces only 3 tiny threads, and you need to collect about 150,000 flowers to get a single kilogram. The process is manual, done in the early morning hours before the sun ruins the fragile stigmas. The global price ranges between $5,000 and $10,000 per kilo, but top-tier Iranian saffron can go beyond that. Gold, for comparison, has been hovering around $60,000 per kilo, but saffron's retail value in certain gourmet or medicinal applications can indeed surpass the yellow metal per gram. Beyond its peculiar flavor and deep color, its compounds have antioxidant and antidepressant properties, being used in traditional medicine and cosmetics. Iran dominates production, accounting for over 90% of global supply. Due to its absurd value, saffron is an easy target for fraud, being mixed with dyed corn silk or cheap petals. To combat this trickery, there's strict international standardization. It's fascinating that despite all technological advancement, saffron remains stubbornly resistant to mechanization. Its harvest is a tribute to patience and human skill. What surprises you more, the flower's beauty or the fact that manual labor still beats machines in this market?
Number 6. Blue amber. Amber is fossilized tree resin, right? Most of it is yellow or orange, sometimes with a bug trapped inside. Standard stuff. But then there's blue amber, and it completely breaks the rules. Found almost exclusively in the Dominican Republic, this material glows electric blue under UV light, and even shows hints of blue in regular daylight. It looks like someone melted the Caribbean sky and trapped it in a stone. The blue color comes from a specific type of tree resin that existed millions of years ago, mixed with volcanic ash and hydrocarbons. When UV light hits it, the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons fluoresce like crazy, creating that insane neon blue glow. Scientists still debate the exact mechanism, but the result is undeniable. It's one of the most stunning natural materials on Earth. High-quality blue amber can sell for $300 to $1,200 per gram, easily outpacing gold. The best pieces, large and perfectly clear with intense blue fluorescence, can hit $15,000 per specimen.
The Dominican Republic produces about 99% of the world's supply, with tiny amounts coming from Indonesia and Mexico. Here's what makes it extra rare. You need the right tree species, the right soil chemistry, the right amount of volcanic activity, and millions of years of geological pressure. Most amber sites around the world don't have this combination. The resin also had to survive millions of years without degrading, oxidizing, or getting crushed. Jewelers and collectors prize it not just for beauty, but for uniqueness. Under normal light, it might look like ordinary amber. Then you hit it with a UV flashlight and boom, it transforms into something alien. Wearing blue amber is like carrying a piece of ancient rainforest that decided to break physics just for fun.
Here's something with an unlikely and repulsive origin: ambergris. This waxy, grayish substance is produced in the digestive system of sperm whales. When first expelled, it has a strong, unpleasant odor, but time and the ocean work their magic. After years floating, oxidizing under the sun and salt water, it develops a soft, sweet, musky aroma capable of fixing and enhancing other fragrances and perfumes. Think your branded perfume is fancy? Some of the world's most famous fragrances, like Chanel No. 5, have contained ambergris as a fixative. Since it can't be commercially harvested, it's only found by pure chance, washed up on beaches. Depending on age and quality, it can sell between $20,000 to $50,000 per kilo. In 2021, fishermen in Yemen found a 120-kilogram block valued at around $1.5 million. Today, most luxury perfumeries use synthetic substitutes due to ethical and legal bans related to whaling. But the rarity, fascination, and alchemical transformation of turning waste into wealth through time ensure that ambergris, despite its bizarre origin, remains one of the most valuable natural materials. The ocean literally polishes garbage into gold, creating something that fixes the world's finest scents.
White truffles. Found mainly in the forests of northern Italy, white truffles are the pinnacle of edible luxury. What makes them so valuable is that they can't be reliably cultivated. They grow in a mysterious symbiotic relationship with the roots of trees like oaks and hazelnuts in regions such as Piedmont and Tuscany. The harvest is a centuries-old tradition, done in autumn with the help of trained sniffer dogs that identify the buried fungus. Climate is a crucial factor, and a season that's too dry or too wet can ruin the entire harvest, making yields fluctuate dramatically. The price can easily exceed $5,000 per pound, about half a kilo. At auctions, a single large specimen can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. In 2021, a truffle weighing almost 1.5 kilograms reached over $100,000 at a charity auction. This figure isn't just due to rarity, but to its distinct aroma, which comes from sulfur-based compounds producing a musky, earthy perfume. The fragrance is so intense that just a shaving can transform a simple dish. While black truffles can be cultivated, the white variety remains a wild treasure, a symbol of ostentation. Its rarity, aroma, and prestige ensure that white truffles continue to rival gold in price and mystery.
Antimatter isn't exactly a mineral or metal, but it's by far the most expensive material known to science. It's the mirrored opposite of common matter. Each particle of matter has an antiparticle with the same mass but opposite charge. When they meet, annihilation occurs, releasing pure energy according to Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared. Antimatter is naturally produced in tiny quantities. However, capturing it is nearly impossible. Scientists can only create it in specialized facilities like CERN. Producing just 1 gram of antihydrogen, an antimatter atom, would cost about $62 trillion, according to NASA. To date, only a few nanograms have been produced, and none has been stored for more than a brief instant, since contact with common matter causes immediate annihilation. Despite the cost and instability, positrons are routinely used in medical exams like PET scans. There's also theoretical interest in using it as spacecraft fuel, since annihilating 1 gram of antimatter with 1 gram of matter would release the energy of a 40-kiloton nuclear explosion. Antimatter is the ultimate expression of energy locked in the universe. Its price isn't measured by the market, but by the limits of physics and human technology.
Number 2. Scorpion venom. It might sound like a joke, but scorpion venom is one of the most valuable natural substances, surpassing gold in price by weight. Depending on species and purity, it can be worth between $7,000 and $10 million per liter. The venom of the deathstalker scorpion in particular is the most expensive.
The venom is a complex cocktail of peptides, proteins, and enzymes. Researchers have discovered that several of these compounds can be used in medical treatments, from cancer detection to autoimmune diseases. One of the most famous peptides, chlorotoxin, has potential to identify cancerous tissue, binding specifically to tumor cells. The collection process is risky and meticulous. Each scorpion produces only a tiny amount of venom at a time, milligrams, and needs to be manually milked through electrical stimulation. To collect just 1 gram, thousands of extractions are needed. The venom is freeze-dried and purified, an expensive and time-consuming process. Although there are scorpion colonies in captivity for sustainable production, supply remains tiny. If just a few of these peptides result in new medications, the impact on human health will be transformative. Scorpion venom is nature's paradox, deadly in the wild, but potentially life-saving in the laboratory.
Californium-252 isn't found in significant quantities in nature. All usable samples have been synthesized in nuclear reactors. This production difficulty makes it one of the most valuable materials, valued at about $27 million per gram. This isotope stands out for its ability to emit neutrons through spontaneous fission. Just 1 gram can emit about 170 million neutrons per minute, being a powerful neutron source. Its main uses are in neutron activation analysis to detect trace metals in ores and in oil and gas exploration. Its intense radioactivity and short half-life, about 2.6 years, require it to be continuously produced in small quantities. Only a few facilities worldwide have this capability. The process requires months of neutron bombardment and meticulous chemical separation. The yield is tiny, and the cost of maintaining reactors and dangerous handling drives its price sky high. There's no commodity market for Californium-252. Its price reflects the prohibitive production cost and extreme rarity. Each microgram represents years of nuclear engineering and intense energy.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.